Good evening and welcome to BJC Mitzvah Day, number 240, new mitzvah. Mitzvah that keeps us on its way. The prohibition to embarrass one's fellow. Found also in the third book, Vayikra, Parshas Kedoshim. The prohibition to embarrass a fellow Jew. Says the verse, Lo sisna esechicha bilvavecha chocheach tuchiach es misecha v'lo sisa alav chet. It's really a combination of the previous mitzvah as well. You shall not hate your brother in your heart. You shall surely reprove your fellow and do not bear a sin because of him. As Chinuch explained in the previous mitzvah, the sin that this verse refers to is that of causing one's fellow embarrassment, which may occur in the course of reprimanding him for improper conduct. We are cautioned that while we are obligated to reprove a sinner, we must take care that in doing so, we not transgress a prohibition ourselves by embarrassing a fellow Jew. The Chinuch teaches that although the Torah frames this prohibition in the context of offering reproof, it is a general prohibition that applies outside of the context of reproof as well. We are commanded not to embarrass a fellow Jew. Says the commentary here, it is clear from Chinuch's words here and throughout this mitzvah that this prohibition applies whether in the course of offering reproof to a sinner or otherwise. He says the Kira Sefer notes that if we are enjoined from shaming a fellow even when fulfilling the mitzvah of rebuking him for sin, as the verse states, then surely we are so enjoined in other situations. All right. Moving along. He says, this is the sin that our sages and avos of blessed memory otherwise referred to as one who makes his fellow's face turn white from shame in public. In other words, shaming one's fellow in public. Although a person generally turns red, not white, when he is embarrassed, this is because the blood first gathers in his face before draining from it, leaving his face pale. Chinuch indicates here that the biblical prohibition against shaming one's fellow refers specifically to humiliating someone in public. This seems to be the opinion of Rashi, Rabbeinu Yonah as well. The Rambam, however, maintains that there is a prohibition to embarrass one's fellow even in private, but agrees that doing so in public is worse and causes the offender to lose his portion of the world to come. There's more on that. Fine. The prohibition of the Torah that is devoted to expressing this point is that which is written in Leviticus, you shall surely reprove your fellow and do not bear a sin because of him. For our sages expounded this verse in Sifra to the verse as follows. From where do we know that even if you have already reproved your fellow Jew for a sin 4 or 5 times, yet he did not repent, you must reprove him again? For it is stated, you shall surely reprove, you shall reprove, using this double phraseology to indicate that one is obligated to offer reproof even multiple times, as we mentioned. Now, it might be thought that if one is obligated to persist in offering reproof, he should reprove him even if his fellow's face changes color from humiliation as a result. To teach otherwise, the Torah states, and do not bear a sin because of him. In other words, do not reprove him in such a way that you will bear a sin on his account. The Torah thus conveys that it is a sin to embarrass a fellow Jew. Thanks for listening. We will continue with this mitzvah, responsive to mitzvah 36, 100 of the gold.